Welcome to another episode of In the Zone. And with conference realignment going on and all the uproar that has been caused by Nebraska and Oklahoma, everybody seems to be weighing in. So Jim Boehiem on conference realignment. The NCAA says it's out, so what do we need them for? In the wake of Texas and Oklahoma moving from the Big 12 to the Southeastern Conference, what does the future look like for college athletics? In an interview with Syracuse basketball coach Jim Boehiem, said he didn't expect major changes in the Atlantic Coast Conference or involving Syracuse in the short term, but in the long term, the Hall of Fame coach envisioned a move to super conferences and a break from the NCAA as possible outcomes. The addition of Texas and Oklahoma could enable the SEC to further widen the gap in the annual revenues brought in by its member schools versus those in the ACC. The difference between the SEC and the ACC is currently in the range of $18 million per school year. But Boehiem said the ACC remains on solid footing with its 14 full-time members and Notre Dame in all sports besides football. I think the ACC will be fine. I really do, Boehiem said. Syracuse moved from the Big East to the ACC along with Pittsburgh in 2013. Louisville, another former Big East school, joined the ACC a year later. I don't see the ACC having a problem, Boehiem said. There could be changes, but it's pretty solid. That's why we moved here. The SEC's bold move to bring in Texas and Oklahoma is just the latest major tremor to rock the college sports landscape. Recently, the NCAA has had to deal with athletes being granted the right to profit off their name, image, and likeness. Also, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously against the NCAA in the Austin case, upholding a lower court's decision that the NCAA could not restrict education-related benefits offered to athletes. Last week, NCAA President Mark Emmert met with a small group of reporters and offered a new vision for the NCAA, which would delegate more decisions to schools and conferences. It represented a departure from the NCAA's long-standing role as the governing body for college athletics. I'm confident we need to reconsider delegation of a lot of things that are now done at the national level, Emmert said, according to USA Today. It should only be that level if it's the only place it can get done. If that's the only place it makes sense to have a rule developed and enforced. In that case, Boehiem said, why would major conferences not just run themselves? Mark Emmert said the NCAA is out of it, Boehiem said. If they're out of it, then what do you need the NCAA for? Why don't the conference go their own way? Sounds drastic, but 20 years ago, who would have imagined Syracuse guard Buddy Boehiem selling Buddy Buckets t-shirts? It's college sports now, Boehiem said. Anything can happen. It's all changed. NIL and transfers. It's all part of college sports and college basketball. There's already evidence of the shift to mega conferences. The SEC's addition of Texas and Oklahoma comes just a few years after the ACC raided the Big East for Syracuse, Pittsburgh, and Louisville, and the Big Ten brought in Maryland, Nebraska, and Rutgers. The big leagues keep getting bigger. There could be more movement to 4 super conferences, but I don't think it's our immediate future, Boehiem said. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it'll be very interesting next couple of years. There will be a lot of moving around. So there you have Jim Boehiem's thoughts on what is going on with conference realignment. And all we can do is just buckle up and saddle in for the ride and see where this alignment thing is going to take us to. Well, this was another quick pop-up on my lunch break. I will be back with more in an extended version of In the Zone. But until then, this is Anthony Smith signing off. Until the next time, take care of yourself and each other. And always stay in the zone.